Hi guys, this is called Cake Decorating, Beginner's Guide. So, let's see what they have here. Let the fun begin. If you've never decorated a cake before, you're in for a treat. This beginner's guide to cake decorating is all you need to start making fantastic cakes that will be hit of the party. Fun clowns, cute bears, magical castles. Imagine serving wonderful cakes like these at the next birthday celebration. Just think how your family will love them, and they are easy to make. Put on a happy face. Choose one for fun. Everything you need to know. Bake the perfect cake. 4 easy steps so you always bake it right. Color icing with ease. Did you know you can decorate with just about any color in the rainbow? Decorate like a pro. Fill the bag, attach a tip, and get ready to make amazing decorations. Fantastic cake ideas. We'll show you how to decorate all of the cakes in this book in 6 easy steps. Wilton has introduced millions to the fun of cake making, decorating, and the beginner's guide to cake decorating is the perfect way for you to start making terrific cakes for all your celebrations. Catch of the day. I love that little green monster there. Is that Oscar the Grinch? So it says, bake your cakes with care. You'll always start with a perfect decorating surface. That way your decorating will really shine. What is the perfect cake? Smooth golden brown surface, very few crumbs, and a nice springy crust. Here's the easy way to get it right. Start with a good quality pan properly prepared for baking. Preheat oven to temperature specified in your recipe. Prepare the pan. You can either use solid vegetable shortening and flour or Wilton cake release. Never use butter, margarine, or liquid vegetable oil. They'll make your cake stick and possibly burn the surface. So use solid vegetable shortening and flour or Wilton cake release. Apply shortening or cake release inside the pan with a pastry brush or paper towels. Spread so that all indentations are covered. When using shortening, you'll need to sprinkle about 2 tablespoons of flour inside the pan and shake so that flour covers all grease surfaces. Turn the pan upside down and tap lightly to remove excess flour. If any shiny spots remain, touch them up. If you're using cake release, all you do is apply it inside the pan, no need to add flour. Bake the cake. When baking in Wilton pans, use the recommended batter amounts and the specific baking instructions provided with the pan. Pour cake batter in pan, spread evenly with a spatula, and tap the pan on your countertop to remove air bubbles. Bake on the middle rack of a preheated oven for the time specified in the recipe. To test whether cake is done, insert a toothpick or cake tester near the center and remove. If tip is clean, cake is done. If batter is visible, bake a little longer until toothpick or tester comes out clean. When done, remove your cake from the oven and cool in the pan on a rack for 10 minutes. Unmold the cake. Place the cooling rack against the cake and turn both cooling rack and pan over. Lift pan off carefully. Let cool at least 1 hour. Brush off any loose crumbs before icing. Wilton bakeware. Each Wilton pan shown here is built with features that consistently bake cakes with a perfect decorating surface. Thicker construction to prevent warping. Quality aluminum for even heating. Wilton has more shapes, sizes, and finishes of bakeware than any other brand. If you want to start your cakes right, begin with a Wilton pan. Cake release. Don't take a chance that your cake will stick to the pan. With cake release, you can be sure your cake will come out of the pan easily and with a perfect golden decorating surface. The exclusive Wilton formula coats in one step, replacing the two-step grease and flour method. Wilton trim and turn turntables. Put your cake just where you want it for decorating. Wilton students have used it for years and it turns smoothly so you can ice the sides without stopping every few inches. It's great for serving too. Cake boards. Cake boards, that's the trim and turn, I guess, or whatnot. Turntable, and then the boards, the prettiest way to present your cake is to place it on a Wilton cake board, wrapped with our fancy foil wrap. Strong corrugated Wilton boards keep the cake secure when you're serving. After the party, just toss it away, no cleanup needed. Round and rectangular sizes. Leveling the cake. After the cake has cooled 1 hour, you will need to level it. This is true for all cakes, even for shaped cakes like a bear cake. Leveling removes the crown from the cake center and gives you an even decorating surface. Trim off the raised center portion using a serrated knife or a Wilton cake leveler. We recommend using the cake leveler. If using a knife, place the cake on a cardboard cake circle, then place on a Wilton trim and turntable. While slowly rotating the turntable, move the knife back and forth across the top of the cake in a sawing motion to remove the crown. Try to keep the knife level as you cut. Brush off all loose crumbs. If you're using the cake leveler, start with your cake on a cardboard cake circle. Measure the height you want to cut from your cake, then position the ends of the cutting wire into the side notches to reach the height. Keep the leg standing level on your work surface and cut into the cake using an easy sliding motion. Cutting and wrapping the board. For round, square, and sheet cakes, you don't need to cut the cake board. Just use a board that is 2 inches larger than your cake. If the cake is 8 inches diameter by a 10-inch round board. For shaped cakes like the bear, you will need to cut a board to fit. Turn the pan upside down and trace onto your cake board, leaving 1 inch extra around the edges. Cut board with a craft knife. Next, trace the cut board onto fancy foil wrap and making outlines 3 to 4 inches larger than the board. So cut the board and put 1 inch at least extra space and put foil. Wrap the board, cut fancy foil along the outline, place your board wide side down on top of your cut foil. Cut deep slits at several points along foil edge, creating tabs of foil to wrap neatly around the board. Secure foil tabs to the board with tape. Okay. Buttercream icing. The best tasting icing is also one of the most versatile for decorating. Buttercream icing is the most popular because you can do so many things with it, from covering the cake to piping borders or making flowers and most decorations. Before you start decorating, you will want to have a perfect batch of buttercream all ready. There are several easy ways to get buttercream icing. Wilton ready-to-use decorating icing lets you get right to the fun of decorating without mixing and measuring. Available in delicious vanilla or chocolate. It's the only ready-to-use buttercream icing made for decorating. It says Decorator White Icing. The perfect consistency for stars, flowers, and more. Wilton Icing Mix. In just minutes, you can whip up the ideal consistency of buttercream icing for decorating. Easy to mix with milk and butter, and easy to tint with Wilton icing colors. Wilton buttercream recipe. Easy to make and adjust for consistency. See box. Right. This recipe is ideal for thick consistency icing used for making many flowers. Most decorating in this book are made with medium consistency icing. For medium, add 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of light corn syrup. So about 2 tablespoons of light corn syrup. Ice cakes use thin consistency icing. For thin, add 3 to 4 tablespoons of light corn syrup. Okay. So add more corn syrup for thinner icing. Buttercream recipe. 1/2 cup solid vegetable shortening. 1/2 cup butter or margarine. It says substitute all vegetable shortening and 1/2 teaspoon Wilton no color butter flavor for pure white icing and stiffer consistency. So instead of butter and margarine, you would use the Wilton butter flavor, no color, and 1 tablespoon vanilla extract, Wilton clear, 4 cups sifted confectioner's sugar, about 1 pound, 2 tablespoons of milk. Cream, butter, and shortening with electric mixer. Add vanilla, gradually add sugar, 1 cup at a time. Beating well on medium speed. Scrape sides and bottom of bowl often. When all the sugar has been mixed in, icing will appear dry. Add milk and beat at medium speed until light and fluffy. Mix 3 cups. Keep icing covered with a damp cloth until ready to use. For best results, keep icing bowl in refrigerator when not in use. Refrigerated in an airtight container, this icing can be stored for 2 weeks. Re-whip before using. For chocolate buttercream icing, add 3-ounce melted, unsweetened chocolate and 1 tablespoon more milk to buttercream icing recipe. Coloring icing. Getting the right color makes a big difference in your cake. It's tempting for new decorators to add more color to get the brightest results. Remember, a little color goes a long way. Wilton students had success using the instructions given here when mixing color. So for realistic flowers, faces, decorations, you should follow them. Dip a toothpick into the color and swirl it in the icing, blending well with spatula. Add color a little at a time using a fresh toothpick each time you add more color, until you can achieve the shade you want. Helpful color hints. Colors intensify and darken in buttercup icing 1 to 2 hours after mixing. So keep this in mind when mixing colors. Always mix enough of any one icing color you will need. It's difficult to match a shade of icing if you don't color enough the first time. To achieve a true black, start with chocolate icing as your base. Then add black gel color. You'll get deep color and delicious taste. Also, use chocolate icing whenever design calls for brown icing. For a rich red color without an off taste, mix Wilton No Taste Red with Christmas Red color. It says on www.cake.wilton.com. You can check it out. Our icing color chart is on the web. Learn how to mix exciting custom colors like navy blue and raspberry using Wilton icing colors. Wilton icing colors. Don't thin down that perfectly textured icing with color that is not concentrated. Wilton icing colors are made for decorating. The concentrated gel formula means you will only need a small amount to achieve rich, vivid color. And Wilton has more colors to choose from than anyone. Sold singly or in convenient assortment. Don't forget our popular seasonal sets for cakes, holiday cakes, and licensed sets for decorating kids' favorite Wilton character pans. Wilton tube icing. Great for small areas of color on your cake. Use tubes with our tip and nail set or the coupler ring set to pipe virtually any decoration in the most popular colors. Those are the gels. Okay. Then, stacking the cake. For a classic round or rectangular cake, you may want to put 2 leveled cakes together, joined with your favorite filling. This adds height and drama to your design. It's easy to do. 1. Fill a decorating bag with medium consistency icing and use tip 12 or use the coupler without adding a tip. Start with the bottom layer leveled side up. Create a dam or circle of icing just inside the edge of the cake. This will prevent any filling from seeping out when the next layer is added. Squeeze a circle about 3/4 of an inch high and 1/4 inch from the outside edge of the cake. Fill the center with icing, fruit filling, or pudding. Place the next layer on top, making sure it is level. The circle of icing to expand just right. The weight of it says make sure it is level. The weight of the layer will cause the circle of icing to expand. Place the top layer leveled side down so the top of the cake is perfectly smooth and level. Wilton Icer tip. Ices cakes faster. We designed this tip at the perfect width for icing the sides of Wilton 2-inch high-shaped pans, great for beginners. Spatulas are great for filling bags, icing cakes, and positioning flowers. Use the right spatula and your hands will be more relaxed and ready to decorate. Wilton Comfort Grip Spatulas featuring contoured handles with finger pads are built to provide maximum comfort with better control. Preparing a perfectly smooth iced cake. While keeping thumbs out of the icing can seem like a tricky thing, but over the years we've developed some methods to make it easier. Start by positioning the cake on its serving board on the turntable. Remember to thin the icing with 3 to 4 tablespoons of corn syrup so it spreads easier. The trick to keeping crumbs out of your icing is to guide your spatula over the icing, never allowing the spatula to touch the cake surface or to pull already spread icing from the cake surface. Place a large amount of thin consistency icing on the center of the cake top. Spread the icing across the top, pushing the excess icing down onto the sides of the cake. Build up enough icing in front of the spatula to prevent pulling up crumbs. Ice the sides of the cake a section at a time. When the sides are covered, hold the spatula with the edge against the side, slowly spinning the turntable from the cake's surface. Return excess icing to the bowl and repeat until sides are smooth. Smooth the top of the cake in the same manner, moving the spatula across the top. Use the Wilton decorating comb or decorating triangle to add different contoured effects to your iced cake. Comb immediately after icing the cake. That's the comb that adds patterns to the sides, like the texture. And comb or decorating triangle, and that's the triangle. It's just different patterns that you're adding. So immediately after icing the cake while the icing is soft, using the Wilton turntable or professional turntable. Help keep your movement smooth. Choose the type of effect you want, wide or narrow, then run that edge around your cake side to form beautiful ridges. I guess you could do the same with any part of the cake. Preparing the bag. You're almost ready to decorate. Time to prepare your bag with the right tip and fill it with icing. The type of bags you choose for decorating depends on the way you want to use them. But Wilton featherweight bags are reusable and long-lasting. They're made of strong, flexible polyester. If you want to use a bag one time only and throw it away, go with convenient Wilton disposable plastic bags or parchment triangles. Note, you will need to form the parchment into a bag. The easy instructions are on the package. For featherweight or disposable bags, you also need a coupler to attach your tip to the bag. With a coupler, you can put a different tip on the same bag of icing. Have your tip ready and let's start. Remove the ring from the coupler base. Drop the coupler base narrow and end first into the bag and push it down as far as you can. Mark a spot on the outside of the bag 1/4 inch below the bottom screw thread closest to tip. Push the base up into the bag so that you can put an opening at the mark. So then you cut. Push the base down through the opening. One thread should be showing. Place the decorating tip over the part of the base which extends from the bag. Put the coupler ring over the tip and twist it, unlocking the tip in place. So you get that. You put a line with the pencil. Just 1/4 inch below. You cut it, and then you put a coupler ring and put the tip on top. Then you're ready to fill the bag. While holding the bag with one hand, hold down the top with the other hand. Form a generous cuff over your hand as shown. With an angled spatula, fill the bag no more than half full with icing. Be sure not to overfill your bag, or your icing may squeeze out from the other end. Remove icing from the spatula by squeezing the bag with your thumb and fingers against the spatula. Okay. And pulling the spatula out. Close the bag by unfolding the cuff and twisting the bag closed. This forces the icing down into the bag. So that's what you do. You add the icing. Okay, close the bag by unfolding the cuff and twisting the bag closed. Burp the bag to release any trapped air by squeezing some icing out of the tip into your icing bowl just before decorating. Remember to burp after each refilling. See more information on couplers and decorating bags on cake.wilton.com. Wilton disposable decorating bags in parchment triangles. So convenient, they're used in all Wilton decorating classes, beginners or advanced. Wilton disposable bags are made of flexible, easy-to-handle plastic. Just refill them when your icing runs out during decorating. Wilton parchment triangles are easy to fold into bags for one-time use. The grease-resisting paper is safe to use with any icing. No cleanup necessary. Toss them away when you're done. Gives you more time to practice decorating. Couplers. Save decorating time with Wilton couplers. Placed inside your bag, couplers let you secure and remove tips with ease. Wilton has the right style coupler to use with any type of tip. A standard coupler is fine for most decorating in this book. Oh, that's cute. I think there's supposed to be roses or something. Decorating tips. All decorating begins with tips. Okay, so these small metal clones will have openings which are shaped to produce the designs you want when icing is squeezed through them. The size or shape of the opening identifies the basic group or family to which the tip belongs and tells you the type of decorations the tip will create. Each tip in a family will produce an effect like its other family members. We listed the tips used in this book, and some of the tips things you can do with them. Every tip can do more things than we've described. Want to learn more or other great ways? Sign up for Wilton Method Decorating class near you. 800-942-8881. So you have round tips, dots, outlines, printing, and writing. Happy. Star tips. Stars, pull out stars, star fill-ins, rosettes, zigzags. Petal tips. Bows, flower petals, ruffles. Leaf tips. You can make plain, ruffled, or stand-up leaves with any leaf tip. Those are cool-looking leaves. And drop flower tips. Swirl drop flowers. Wilton tips. Not all decorating tips are made the same. Wilton tips are made of rust-resistant, durable, nickel-plated brass that retain their shape. And seamless design makes Wilton tips stronger and more precise. Decorating and tips sets. Wilton has what decorators need in convenient sets. Our basic and starter sets include many of the tips used and plus bags, colors, couplers, and more. Deluxe and Master tip sets collect the most popular tips. Use them to decorate just about any type of cake. Practice board set. Practice is the most important step of decorating. This is the kit all Wilton students use to get the most out of their practice time. Large color pattern sheets with vinyl overlays let you trace each type of decoration. A stand holds the pattern in the best decorating possible. It's the easiest way to check your progress and watch your decorating skills improve. Wilton.com. Learn to decorate. It's almost time to start decorating, but before you begin, keep in mind that any decoration you make will be affected by the 3 key elements below. 1. Icing consistency. The texture of your icing determines what kind of decorations you will be able to make. Medium icing is used for most decorations in this book: dots, stars, rosettes, drop flowers, and more. This consistency helps you pipe the uniform designs that create a perfect border. To make medium icing, follow the basic buttercream recipe that we just went over. And add 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of light corn syrup. Thin icing is used for writing, leaves, and for frosting the cake. Add 3 to 4 tablespoons of corn syrup to thin basic buttercream icing. You can also make